Good morning. It is a beautiful sunny day, blue skies in Edinburgh here today. So I thought I would just film a little daily vlog. I am just out on a walk just now with Mr. Obi, and then I'm actually going to head into town this afternoon because I need to sort something out with my bank. This is really boring, but I basically switched accounts recently and I didn't realize the new account that I've sort of set up has like a whole different way of transferring money. So I need to go and pick up this card reader that I've never had to have for any other bank. So that's a bit annoying, but I need to get it sorted because I need to like move all my money about for my bills to come out, our joint account and stuff. Need to head into town to get that sorted, and I have a few other little bits and bobs that I can do in town too. So I thought with it just being lovely weather, it would be a perfect day to take the camera with me into the centre of Edinburgh, so show you some beautiful sights and just see what I'm up to for a day. Hello, I am hoping you can hear me okay because I just have my little headphones in rather than my big headphones, like over ear ones, or just like the phone microphone. So I hope that you can hear me basically. I'm having a lovely day out in town. I've basically got my card sorted at the bank, simple, and then I walked along to the West End to go to one of my favourite coffee shops called Cairngorm, which you'll have seen some clips of, because I needed to buy some beans and I wanted to sit down and have a coffee and like transfer all my money around that I hadn't been able to do until I had my card reader. So very helpfully for me, I was able to buy my beans there, and the lovely person serving me told me that when you buy beans you get a free cup of their batch brew, because I was just going to get an Americano with some milk. So yeah, she told me that, and so I had a really nice cup of just batch brew coffee with some milk in it and sat and like did all my transfers that I needed to do using my new little card reader. So I've done all of that. Thankfully, that is now done. Essentially, I get paid like my salary into one account, and then I send a set amount to our joint account, which is where all our bills and our mortgage comes out of, and then I move everything else to my Monzo and like divide it into like lots of different pots that we use over the month. So my account where all my money was is essentially like just where my salary goes. So it wasn't very helpful, all my money just being stuck in that account. So yeah, I'm glad I managed to get all of that sorted finally, because it's been stressing me out. And yeah, then I had a lovely time at Cairngorm. They have so many big windows there and loads of plants. I didn't want to film too much because I didn't want to like be filming people who are just trying to like sit and enjoy a chat with their like whoever they're catching up with or whatever. So I just filmed a few little clips. Now I'm just walking back towards Princess Street and I'll get the bus back from there. I'm walking a slightly quieter way because it's just always so busy in town. So it's nice to walk like around the quieter areas instead. This is like a stunning area. Imagine having a house here. Like I'll turn the camera around and show you some of the houses here. They're amazing. But yeah, I also popped into M&S. I think I showed like a peanut butter that I saw there. I didn't buy that. But I did get some white chocolate cookies for my boyfriend. I was looking for the speckled egg ones, but there were none, alas. So I got some white chocolate cookies, I got some nice bread, I got some carrots for the dogs. I'm sure I got something else, can't remember. Basically just picked up some bits and bobs in M&S, and yeah, now I'm having a lovely little walk around this very posh area, and gonna head home and get the bus. I also just filmed the clips before this. You'll probably have seen, or I'll overlay them now, just depending how I think it looks best. Was Queensferry Bridge, which is one of my favourite areas to walk over in Edinburgh. Basically like where you'd walk from the West End to get down to like Stockbridge. Just so lovely, like being the flats right on the edge, looking down over that must be amazing. Like you must have such beautiful views all day, every day. I was thinking about maybe walking down to the Dean Village, but I do actually have to go home. Like I've got some stuff I need / want to do today, so I thought I can go to the Dean Village another day. It's just so easy to get carried away when it's like finally a little bit sunny. I'm just wearing a jumper and I'm warm enough, so that's been really nice after it being like rainy and cold every day for what feels like years. But yeah, I'll turn the camera around to show you some of these stunning houses. You can probably see a little bit of them in the background, and then I'll be getting the bus back. I also wanted to say I've been listening to the new Mumford & Sons album. I haven't listened to any Mumford & Sons music literally since their Little Lion Man album came out, which is like obviously what they're most known for. I feel like that came out probably in like 2012 or something, so a long time. But I'm really loving this album. It's just so nice and chill, very nostalgic. I especially love the song, I think it's called Bad Lines. I'll have to double check. With Gracie Abrams, like their harmonies and the melody of that song I just love. Like it's literally just stuck in a loop in my head going round and round, so I'm loving that. That's been the soundtrack of my little trip into town. Good morning, I'm starting this vlog as usual on a wee walk with the dogs. It is a lovely still morning here in Edinburgh, so just having a nice peaceful time. I thought I would film a few bits and bobs today because it's a special day. It was my mum's birthday yesterday and she is coming to stay with us tonight, and the point of her stay basically is that I have got us tickets to go and see a band that we both really like called The Vaccines. So in December, I want to say, I saw them post on their Instagram that they are doing a anniversary tour of their album What Did You Expect from The Vaccines, which I think is their debut album. And this album came out when I was around, I want to say like 15, definitely like a teenager. And my mum and I were obsessed with this album at the time. Like, we did a lot of road trips, just the two of us, around that time, and we always had this on in the car. So obviously when I saw this tour announcement, I just thought, like, that's absolutely perfect. And then I saw that the Edinburgh date was the day after my mum's birthday, so absolutely perfect. I can't wait to go and see them. We're also going out for a wee dinner beforehand with my brother and one of my cousins as well. And then just my mum and I are going to go on to the gig. So yeah, it should be a really fun day. I have some bits and bobs to do at home before she arrives, just to make sure the spare room is all nice and tidy and cozy and stuff for her stay. But yeah, other than that, it should be a very fun and just very nostalgic day. So I'm really excited, and I'll hopefully get some cute clips. Still in my pajamas. Sorry, I clearly just gave Obi a shock by speaking there. Yeah, I'm still in my pajamas, but I've just been having my breakfast, watching some YouTube videos, and doing my journaling slash like planning. I wouldn't say I'm journaling as such, although I guess like I'm reflecting on things like that have happened over the past few days and things. But I'm not like sitting down every day with the intention of like writing for 5 minutes about something specific. I'm just sort of writing like what's happened in my life. So it's more like diary entries, I would say, rather than journaling as such. But it's definitely working really well for me. I started this journal in January, because my brain works sometimes is I definitely need a plan and I need a structure, but without having something sort of written down in front of me or something sort of physical to refer back to, I find it quite hard and quite overwhelming to like get all the things I need to get done. And I definitely wasn't ever sort of like reflecting on things I had done really well, or things that I was proud of myself for, or even like things I actively like want to work on. So this has been really handy. I just got this in Waterstones. It's really cute and one of my favorite colors, if you can't tell from my house. I love yellow. So there was a bigger version, but I thought this would be handy for if I ever want to like be like one of those girlies who goes into a cafe and journals and stuff. So because then I can just fit it in my bag because it's small. Anyway, so this is my journal slash daily planner. So basically how it works, I'll show you an empty page. It's very lightly marked, so you might not actually be able to see anything. But basically how it works is very similar to like a lot of planners like this, I think. So you can set like your objective for the day. It's not marked like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so you don't need to fill it out every day, because for me that would be pointless, because on shift days, I don't have a to-do list. Like my only to-do list is to go to work and do my job because I'm at work for like when I leave the house, I'm out for like 14 hours. So there's nothing else getting done that day. But yeah, basically you have your to-do list, so you can write down everything you want to do, and then it has tick boxes for you to tick them off. And then the most helpful thing for me is this column here, where you can take things from your to-do list and move them across to here, and it works in half-an-hour blocks. So like always on my to-do list is like walk the dogs, so I can write exactly what time I'm going to walk the dogs. Then say I need to do like, this is so simple, but like say I need to do like a load of washing, I can write exactly what time I need to do that load of washing. And I just find that really helpful, and really helpful for my brain to like picture my day and like think about realistically how much time I actually have in the day and what I can get done in that time. And then right at the bottom you have 4 columns. So you have urgent and important, not urgent and important, urgent but not important, and not urgent and not important. So I don't really know what the point of the not urgent and not important column is. I guess that's maybe just like things that you want to do but don't have to do. But then I think things that you want to do should be important. And that is kind of one of the things I'm trying to work on this year, is making a bit more time for things that I don't need to do, but things I want to do. For example, like reading my book. I want to do that every single day. And some people might say that's not important, but to me that is important because it's something just for me and like something I really enjoy doing. It helps me mentally like switch off. And so yeah, I don't know what is not urgent and not important, but the column is there. So I'll show you like my to-do list for today. Is basically my objective is that it's my mum's birthday trip, and my to-do list is walk the dogs and then big house tidy, and I've underlined big. So the things I really want to get done, because I think just writing a house tidy is not very specific. So I've said I want to get the dishes done, hang up some washing, do a quick hoover, and just like a general tidy of like putting bits and bobs away. So shower, because that needs to be on the to-do list. Question mark read, because I would like to read some during the day because I'm really enjoying my book right now. But if I can't, then I can obviously read like before bed like I normally do. Dinner, because we're going out for dinner, and then the vaccines gig. So, and then I've put on my to-do list here, walk the dogs, that was at 7:30, start my house clean at 10, which is shortly, and then depending on what time my mum is due to get here, she said she would just text me when she leaves. I'll like have my shower and stuff before she arrives. But I would like to have as long as I can to clean and maybe read. So I haven't written my shower time yet because I don't know what time she's going to get here yet. And then dinner is at 5:30, and then the doors for the vaccines open at 7. And then this section, so normally on this page, I just kind of write about the day or like the previous days. For example, this day I've written in retrospect, and I've written it like a sort of overview of the past few days. But this, because it's the start of a new month, I have actually written this little reflection over the last month, which I did for January as well. This was my January reflection page. So my February reflection, I've basically said, overall, I feel like it's been a really positive month. I felt a lot brighter mentally than I have in like say January and the end of last year. And then I've said which goals I've actively worked towards in February from my list of goals at the front of this journal. So the goals I've worked towards are my reading goal, my I want to do one self-care activity a month, whether that's like could be something like getting my nails done or a massage, or for example this month I went to the cinema on a wee trip by myself. I'm sure I've done more than that, like I've gone for coffees and things by myself, but the one that springs to mind is that I went for a wee cinema trip. Building my exercise routine, obviously I've started going back to the gym in February, making vlogs which I have stuck to, listening to new music because I'd got into a cycle of literally just listening to old albums that I know I love, which I think is lovely, but I also would like to be listening to new music and finding new music that I enjoy. Planning activities with Niles, we definitely had a few nice little sort of date days and things like that. Prioritising my friendships, I went on a wee trip up north to visit one of my friends who's just moved up there. My last one I've worked towards is overpaying our mortgage, which we do every month anyway, but it is a goal of mine just to continue to overpay the mortgage, which is really boring. But I basically have split my goals into personal, relationships, and financial goals, and that's one of my financial goals. So that's really fun. For my March goals, I basically said, in March, I would like to apply for this Band 5 review, which if you're a nurse, that might mean something to you. It's basically a thing in Scotland right now where you can apply for a review of your position, because the sort of committees overseeing nursing feel that the banding of nursing is now outdated based on all the skills that we graduate with. Like all the things that we now do as nurses, there's a lot of those things that previously would have been reserved for senior members of staff or medical staff. So they have a review in place where you can put in all the things you're doing, and then like a year later, maybe they'll give you like a pay rise and increase you to the band above what you are. So I want to apply for that Band 5 review. I want to spend more time with my family, which obviously I'm doing a bit of today. I want to go to the stables a bit more, where I volunteer. I want to keep going to the gym regularly. And then I've written on top of all the goals I've worked towards in February. So these aren't the only things I want to do. These are just the things I don't feel like I've worked much on in February and that I would like to work more on in March. So yeah, that is my little planner. As you can see, I've been doing, like, I've actually been using it, which I think is really good for me. I've never really stuck to a journal or anything before, but I think just the layout of this one really helps me, and I really like the ritual of like sitting down with my morning coffee, watching a YouTube video, and like filling this in. And it doesn't have to be, this morning I've taken quite a bit of time on it because I've obviously done this whole reflection section, but normally I don't fill this in until like the end of the day or even the next day. So this bit itself doesn't take long at all. Like, you could do it in 5 minutes. On days where I've known the next day is going to be really busy, I've done it the night before, just to keep me on track for the next day. So yeah, I'm finding this really helpful. I love it, and it goes with my aesthetic, I feel, really well. So it looks cute in my living room. I've done that. I'm just going to finish the YouTube I'm watching and start with my house clean, because I feel like I've got quite a bit to do because we had quite a busy weekend, and then I've been at work the last few days. So Nels has done what he could, but obviously he was also working Monday, Tuesday. So I have a couple hours where I can just like speed through some cleaning. I'm just gonna get on with that now. I've just been outside moving some stuff from inside the house out to the shed and doing the very, sorry, it's actually really sunny, very glamorous job of picking up the dog poops. And I noticed some of our little daffodils have started to come out. I will show you, it's so cute. The house is looking so clean and tidy after my big clean. As always, I got carried away. I've cleaned like everywhere. And so I thought, hello baby. I thought, let's give you like a very brief house-ish tour. So there's not a huge amount to say about this space because it can't really get that messy. But it's looking nice and tidy. I've swept the floors and hoovered the runner we have here. So this is all nice and tidy. And then you come into the living room and we have a little Harris waiting to say hello. This is his favorite little spot to sit on, isn't it, baby boy? So I've hoovered the rug, just done a few like tidy up little bits and some dusting. That's what this room always needs the most of, to be honest. So yeah, that's all looking nice and tidy. This is our dining table. This big mirror isn't normally here. It's normally in our bedroom, but we just moved it out when we were decorating, and I actually quite like it here. So I haven't moved it back yet. This is our wee coffee station and record station. So yeah, our kitchen isn't very large, so we wanted like an extra unit basically to have our extra wee bits. So we have our coffee machine and record player, and then all of our board games and stuff, and then we have this cute shelving above, which has like some records, but also like loads of just random bits and bobs. One of my favorite things here is this, which my friends Kim and Sophie gave me. This is the coffee that's currently in our coffee machine from Cairngorm, which is an Edinburgh roastery. hold, if pause the screen here if you want to see what's in it, but it is delicious. I'm a big fan. We always keep like the bag of the current coffee we have up here, just so we know what it is. And then this is also the book I'm reading right now, which I am thoroughly enjoying. Oh my god, look at Obi in the background. Spaniels are such funny dogs. And then the kitchen is looking as nice as it can. This kitchen was here when we moved in. It's not our personal taste, but we won't be doing anything to it until we've basically like saved up enough money to renovate the whole thing. So it's at least it's nice and clean, all tidy. Yeah, we've made it as like homely as we can. Like we've painted it green. We've got our nice like colourful mugs up here. We've got a few bits of artwork. This is my favorite. Nicest thing is this big skylight to let in loads of natural light. So yeah, that's all looking nice and clean. And then coming out of here, we have our wee bathroom, which I actually didn't need to do anything to because Niles cleaned the bathrooms at the weekend. So you'll have seen me loads in here doing my skincare, but we got this redone when we moved in because the other one was horrible, like not livable. So we have this huge like walk-in shower, forgot the word there, and then we have our wee sink unit and toilet and shelving, and again we have a lovely big skylight in here, which is lovely. Then in the hallway we just have this wee section here which I've just given a little dust. This just has like some bits and bobs, like in this is our like my in-ear phones and some sunglasses and stuff like that, and then this is our pole that we use to open the skylight, so that just lives there too. Our bedroom, not much to do because it's still not really finished, but I just put away loads of washing and gave the floors a wee sweep. It's actually looking very, very sweet. I don't want to do too much filming in here because I, like I have said in a previous video, I do want to do a bedroom makeover video, but yeah, it is looking very cute, and Mr. Harris is loving his new bedroom. And again, we have a lovely big skylight in this room. We have our sort of back section of the house, which I have hoovered and like picked up all the dog toys that just end up always lying around. And then at the back of the house we have a room I've never filmed in, so this is Niles's office. This is the other section of his office, which is my reading area, which is super cute. We've got loads of art around here, and like I've put up these plants with fairy lights, and then we have all of our sort of read and favourite books up here. This is our sort of to be read books. I just bought this book and it's not my usual style. It's kind of like a horror, well, not kind of like a horror, it is a horror, like a folktale, a horror story, a love story, an enchantment. So like that does sound like something I would enjoy, but I fear it's going to be more of a horror than I expect. And that just isn't my style at all. So we shall see how I go with that one. And then back of the hallway we have a very cute little selection of pictures. I won't show you too much of them because they're like our graduation pictures and family pictures, but the cute ones are, this is Mr. Obi and Mr. Harris taking pride of place on the family wall. I've just got the back door open to let some fresh air in, which the dogs love to go in and out anyway. And then this section here is just our sort of extra storage. So we've got some frames that we need to hang. This whole section needs organized, to be honest. It's just kind of as it is for now. And then most importantly is our spare room where my mum is going to stay. So you'll have seen when I was doing the washing and stuff, this room was absolute chaos. It is now all nice and clean. Again, I've got the window open to let some nice fresh air in. Bed is made, and all the washing that was here is all away. So yeah, it's all looking really nice and tidy. I've really enjoyed my little cleaning time. I've just had the radio on, having a nice little sing-song, and yeah, it feels nice to have the house like finally feeling a little bit less chaotic, because having loads of work done over February, we had our bedroom like totally renovated basically. We had the flooring removed and restored to the natural floorboards. We've had the whole room painted, and so we've just had like stuff everywhere for the whole month, and it's just nice to have things feeling a little bit more clean and tidy and organized. Hello, I've had my shower. I didn't wash my hair because I thought it looked okay, and now I'm kind of regretting that. But I guess like I'm going to a gig, it's not like people are even really gonna see what I look like, you know? I'm wearing this nice stripy long sleeve top that I got in a charity shop and my Lucy and Yak dungarees. I'm just about to make my lunch. And I think I did say earlier that we're going to a pasta restaurant for dinner. However, Niles also made pasta for dinner last night while I was at work and has left me a portion, and I obviously don't want it to go to waste. So I'm gonna have pasta for lunch and dinner, which is fine, I think. It's a mushroom stroganoff type linguine pasta thing. So I'm thinking I might just add some, I know this sounds really gross, but like I need to add some sort of protein and I don't eat meat. So I'm thinking I might just add some veggie sausages, like chopped up, and then it's like a sausage and mushroom pasta. So yeah, I think that is what I'm about to have. My hair is annoying me, I'm just gonna tie it up for now. Lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna make my little leftover pasta for lunch. And add some veggie sausages, and then I think I'm gonna sit and chill and read my book because I actually have some time. Bobby Harris. Hello, I am just popping on now that my mum has left to give you a little sort of update on what I've been up to, because I didn't really film much like chatty stuff while my mum was here because I obviously just wanted to enjoy my time with her, but hopefully you've enjoyed the few little clips that I did film. So today I walked the dogs in the morning as I always do, and then I came back home and met up with my mum, and then went to a wee secondhand bookshop and cafe that I gave my mum a voucher for last time she was here, but she didn't actually end up using it. So we went there, had a wee browse of the books. I will go and grab what I got actually to show you. So this is the book I got. Clearly Obi's very interested in it. What's this, Popes? So this is the newest Jacqueline Wilson book. She released one before this, I cannot remember what it was called. I think it was called Think Again, in this like sort of new era of Jacqueline Wilson. And they're both kind of like, I would say they're kind of young adult style writing. And honestly, I am buying them and reading them more because of my sort of nostalgic love of Jacqueline Wilson than anything else. I was, as many people my age are, I was a huge Jacqueline Wilson fan growing up. I loved all of her books, and she really was one of the key people who got me into reading and like made me enjoy non-fiction books. And yeah, she just holds a very special place in my heart. And when she released the book before this one, Think Now, or Think Again, I think it was Think Again, myself and my friend who lived here at the time went to see her in Edinburgh for like a talk about the book, and it was just so lovely, like hearing her speak about her characters and speak about her writing experience and just her general life experience as well, because she's a really interesting person, as you can imagine probably. And yeah, that was just so special to see her like as an adult. And essentially these newer books are like an adult's version of her previous characters. So this one is about the child, I think, of the illustrated mum, if you know that book from, that was like one of her children's, well, teenage books, I would say. And then the previous one was like the girls from the like the girls from the girls series. So like the books like Girls in Love, things like that, was about those girls growing up. So yeah, I found this in the second-hand bookshop, and this is still being sold, like this exact copy, in other bookshops for brand new. This is in like perfect condition. It's normally £22, and I got a signed one, don't know if you can see, a signed one for £12. And I think, if I remember correctly, my other one I bought, the Think Again one, is also signed because I got it as part of the event that I went to see her talk at. So it's just nice to have as like part of my collection. I obviously will read it, and I'm sure I will enjoy it, but yeah, like I said, I'm more reading them for like nostalgia's sake than this being like my like #1 book of the year or anything. I just find her writing so easy to read, so comforting. Like literally this description, The Independent has said, a read in a day comfort book, and that is exactly what I would say Jacqueline Wilson is to me. I also got a wee coffee, and my mum got a nice book that she's been wanting to read, and a coffee with her voucher that I gave her. So yeah, we just had a really nice time, and now she's away back on the road up home, and I am just gonna have a chill afternoon at home, sit on the sofa and read the book I'm currently reading, which is this book. It's Nesting by Roisin O'Donnell, and I am loving this so far. I'm this far through, so I've still got like a good way to go. I'm almost halfway through, and yeah, I'm loving this. I typically seem to really enjoy Irish authors, or even just like novels set in Ireland. I've read a lot of books randomly that are either set in Ireland or written by Irish authors, or both. I really like them all. This one is basically the story of a mother leaving her husband and the father of her children and sort of escaping domestic abuse situation that she's in, that she's kind of been gaslit into believing is fine. Like I said, I'm only halfway through, but I am really enjoying it so far. I love a character-driven book over a plot-driven book, and that's exactly what this is. And one of the other books I read this year that I loved, Only Here, Only Now, by a Scottish author, was also like, that was a special book. That was a 10 out of 10 book for me. So character driven rather than plot driven, and it's so nice when you read something set in the country you live in. Set in Scotland, set in Fife, which is like just up the road from Edinburgh, and then a little bit in Glasgow. So yeah, I loved that book, so I would highly recommend Only Here, Only Now. And I would also really recommend this, Nesting. I feel like this might be her debut novel. Yeah, this author's debut novel, and Only Here, Only Now was also the author, I can't remember his name, but that was also his debut novel. So I'm reading a lot of good contemporary fiction right now. I would say that's kind of my preferred genre. I do like a bit of fantasy as well, just depending on what it is. I don't really like sci-fi fantasy, I like just true fantasy. So, but yeah, I'm deep in my sort of more like lit fic or modern fiction or whatever era right now, and I've started a story graph as well to keep track of what I'm reading, because I find I always forget. So I'm really enjoying that as well. I'm not tending to write like really long reviews on them, but it is nice after you've finished a book to sort of look on the story graph and It asks you questions like, what's the pacing of the book like? Is it more plot or character driven? Does it focus on like character flaws? Is there a lot of character development? Like questions like that you maybe don't think about so much when you're actually reading a book, but it's nice to reflect back and think, actually, this book did have a lot of character development and the characters were really likable, or, you know, XYZ. It just makes you think a little bit more about what you've just read and why you either really liked it or really didn't, or were just kind of somewhere in the middle. So yeah, I'm really enjoying all of my reading right now, and yeah, I'm gonna cozy up on the sofa and crack on with this. I completely forgot to also say, I had the best time seeing the vaccines last night. It was absolutely perfect. So I think I explained already, but the concept of the show was it's their 15-year anniversary tour of their album What Did You Expect from the Vaccines. So they played the album in full from start to finish, and then they played some newer music as well. And it was just absolutely perfect. They had such good stage presence. They sounded amazing live. They looked genuinely like they were just having such a great time and were so happy to be there. The support act were actually really good as well. I think they were a band from Chicago. I've never heard of them before. I think they were called Bridget Calls Me Baby, or Bridget Calls Me Baby. They were very like, I don't really know how to, their sound was very like Bowie, The Smiths, like all of this kind of inspiration. And they also sounded absolutely great. I didn't know any of their music, but like, and sometimes that can make it a little bit hard to enjoy live music if you don't know any of the songs, but I really like them, and I will definitely be listening to them on Spotify. So yeah, I had a great time. My mum loved it, so I'm so glad that I took her and we got to experience it together. And it was just so nice to like listen to an album that we listened to so much when I was a teenager together, live together. It was so special. And yeah, we just had a really good night. Ragu, where we went for dinner, was really good as well. Would highly recommend if you want like a quick, pretty affordable, like simple dinner. I just had a glass of wine and the cacio e pepe, which is like my absolute go-to. And at the gig I had a pint of beer as well. And then we just got the bus home. And yeah, it was a lovely, lovely night. So nice to see my cousin and my brother as well. So yeah, just all around a really nice Wednesday night for me. And yeah, like I said, I can't wait now just to sit on the sofa and read my book. I'm going to edit this vlog, so I am going to leave it here. I'm sorry if it's been a bit bitty. I've just not wanted to film loads like around my mum or like at the gig. I just wanted to like take it in and enjoy it. And yeah, so I've just filmed what I can, and I hope it's still enjoyable. That's just what I've been up to, and I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one.